There's something refreshing about a game that just drops the player into its universe and trusts that they would keep up. In Sayonara Wild Hearts, you speed through dreamscapes of vivid technicolor at breakneck speeds. It borrows design choices from Steven Universe and Sailor Moon and repurposes them into a heavily Res-inspired game with futuristic synth pop that's really damn catchy. Although there are moments where the game requires precise timing, this is not so much a rhythm game but an interactive album where you're taken on a journey through one's personal emotions. Sayonara Wild Hearts purposefully implements the bisexual lighting palette throughout the game. Vibrant hues of pink, purple, and blue pulsate in the background as you fight through your inner demons. This is a game that is unabashedly queer and confident in its own skin. It doesn't ask you to accept it, it tells you to. In just a little over an hour, the soundtrack and gameplay made me experience feelings of love, heartbreak, loneliness, joy, and acceptance, all within the game's short time span. Once I let go of my inhibitions, I was whisked away on one hell of a ride. And I didn't know you were slipping away. Everything is strange. Please don't let go. In a game free of dialogue, you play as a nameless character who's recently gone through a breakup. You follow along with her in a fever dream where she needs to reunite the divine trio of Arcana in order to restore harmony in the universe. Throughout her journey, she encounters rebellious tarot cards along the way that pose a threat as they shoot fireballs and lasers with their wolf mech or cut you with a sword. You fly through a burning city, maneuver through a neon forest, and drift on a winding highway in the desert, all while collecting hearts along the way. The soundtrack is a lovingly crafted mix of futuristic techno-pop songs that takes cues from the likes of Carly Rae Jepsen and Charlie XCX. Not only is the music hypnotic, but it provides context in how the character's feeling. In Sayonara Wild Hearts' eponymous track, she says that everything feels strange, and the only way to cope with the heartbreak is to sleep the pain away. The sentiments of things feeling new and unfamiliar is echoed in the credits song, where she says, "When familiar surroundings just don't look the same, I'm just longing for a place I don't know." The action sequence with the stereo lovers is the one moment that especially resonated with me. With a snap of the finger or a clap of their hands, the environment around them appears to instantly shift into something new. Our memories of places, things, and events are often formed through the context of another person. A simple coffee run at the local shop or watching ducks at the harbor are memories that are easily forgettable on their own. But when they're with someone that you love, those moments become impactful and meaning is injected into those places. But when that person is out of the picture, these same places become unfamiliar because we only knew these places through the lens of that person. This is why it's emotionally effective when we see our character start fighting back by snapping her finger to change the environment around her into a safe space. We also see depictions of unhealthy coping mechanisms in the game. Feelings of desolation and loneliness are conveyed in the desert highway level where you encounter the Hermit Arcana. This is the only antagonist in the game that sits idly and doesn't actively pursue you. Instead, you're sucked into a virtual reality headset where you dodge incoming missiles while she says, "I'm too old to start changing and too tired to revive the world we knew." Dealing with mental anguish, such as heartbreak, can push us into thinking that even the most menial of tasks are insurmountable, from taking a shower and making dinner to brushing your teeth. In the opening cutscene, our character is found sleeping through the pain and emotional turmoil, since it offers an easy escape, just like virtual reality does. As you progress, you collect bright neon pink hearts that help guide you away from danger. And it wasn't until halfway through the game where I started to realize that I wasn't playing the game how it intended. I was too fixated on the incoming dangers approaching me at lightning speed. The hearts felt more like bonus collectibles, when in actuality, they were showing me the path to safety. Following the hearts to safety illustrates the theme of needing to let go of your inhibitions in order to love again, including yourself. For a story that is founded on heartbreak and loss, this game is relentlessly optimistic in its message. Love conquers all. After reclaiming all of the lost arcana, you revisit every boss in the game's final level as yourself. The bosses are revealed to be different versions of yourself. You've been facing against your inner demons all this time. Instead of defeating the bosses with a knockout punch, you kiss every one of them on the cheek. The whole game turns out to be an allegory for coping with heartbreak and finding love again in oneself in order to move on. Peace and harmony has been restored to the universe, and you learn to continue life after years of self-loathing and sadness, with one groovy step at a time.